There we go. All right. All right. Let's see who we can get on this Saturday morning. You tired too, buddy? Bet you are. Morning, Simon. Bird, indeed. Yeah, wife's at work, so I'm hanging out with Dingling this morning. Figure, we botched like the last stream, and the last couple streams have been inconsistent anyway. I've got nothing better to do this morning. So I'm gonna work on fixing up OBS, fiddle around with fixing the Bitwig setup, maybe talk about what we're doing on the new computer. But yeah, this is gonna be totally like chill, ad hoc, and whatever. So if you guys have suggestions, this is the Saturday morning no plan stream. Hey, yeah, you can see him be a gremlin. Oh, he already bit me this morning. He got me good too. Yeah, that is bird ownership. Is sometimes they get aggressive. It's not a question of will you get bit. It's a question of when. Yes. Firstly, audio. Let me know how we're sounding. We're going to try to fine tune all of the noise gate settings and everything else. So just if it sounds bad, let me know and try to fix it. Finally, I can watch a stream at a reasonable hour. Yeah, this was not planned. And yeah, we're just... I got nothing better to do, guys. This morning I woke up. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm getting coffee. I'm like, I ain't got shit to do, so I might as well make up for the fact that stream was busted. Which we figured out kind of how the stream's busted. If we want to talk about it, we can. Audio's good right now. Good. It will probably experience some audio bleed once I start doing stuff on the desktop, but once we do, we can hit that bridge when we get there. Oh, thank you, Simon. Simon, you can't be the only guy to donate all the time. It's just eventually I'm going to be like one of those NASCAR guys with like the patches with all the supporters on it, and it's just going to say Simon in like one patch. Clayton, well, Clayton and your terrible spaghetti code. It's okay. We've all been there at least one time. Sometimes you have to do something in an inelegant fashion to make it work. I did that at work yesterday. Without too many details. I had to do a pivot table in some Python databases, and I had to create a fake column that got pivoted so I could preserve a value whether it was present or not. And you're like, I don't like creating false data, but yeah, I'm talking to people. You're grumpy and horny. Yeah, he immediately bites me this morning, and then he just starts humping part of his cage. So it's like, yeah, he's hormonal and he's mad. So anyway, yeah, you can see it. He's like upset with my hand right now. There you go. Be a good boy. Good. Be a good boy. Peekaboo. Peekaboo. The stickers. Saving up for a 3060. Ooh, that's good. Yeah, that's a solid graphics card. Honestly, that whole series from NVIDIA, the 30 series, it's amazing at how well it's held up in the GPU landscape. Usually, I feel like NVIDIA ages like cheese. or like milk, which I guess is also cheese. Anyway, I feel like their generations age poorly, and now the newer AMD stuff ages better, but that one in particular is held up well, so I think they did a good job. I mostly do messy code when doing prototypes, then I write it down what I need to improve when rewriting it. Yeah, it's you prototype, then once you've done a prototype, you know what your scope's actually going to be, and then you scope it out and actually build it better. Welcome to good development in general. The ad hoc stuff. You know what's really good for that? And I'm not going to say that it's like necessarily great for that. Yes, I know, buddy. I know. ChatGPT and others, like the large language models, are very useful for rapid prototyping. They make shit code. Like the vibe coders are idiots. You shouldn't be just dumping stuff out into production. You should be using that to prototype, then going back and like, okay, now we have to really build it like a normal person. Hey, buddy, you can't be screaming at me. Come on. There you go. You can sit on the microphone. How's that? Or not. Okay, we tried. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Want to do a spin? Good boy. Do a spin. Problem, too, is he is hormonal because he's by himself, like a single bird in the house. So he's equated some tricks to mating time, which I'm not going to try and encourage now. But if I do enough tricks with him, do a wave, eventually he starts trying to like make eggs with my leg. So got to be careful with that. He's a sweet boy. Just a sweet, lonely boy until we find you a friend. We'll likely adopt another bird at some point. Finances. We got to get our finances first because you got to get a second cage. You got to have a huge game plan for quarantine. You have to then integrate the birds together so that they are more likely to be friendly and not, beat each other up. ChatGPT can be pretty useful for coding. I use it when I need help understanding how to implement a specific system or need help with fixing messy code. Absolutely. Again, I think its purpose for a large language model is all about guessing what the next word is in a system. So it's all about the key value pairs on like, hey, what's the next word going to be here? And because it's good at processing language, that happens to be good at processing both code, but more importantly, in my opinion, code documentation. Technical writing is hard, and code bases become absurdly huge. Go look at the Arch Wiki. Go look at the NixOS Wiki. There are hundreds, if not thousands of pages of documentation just on an operating system. Buddy, you're killing me. I love you. I'm going to put you outside. He's mad. Give me a sec. Go to your tree. Good boy. He'll be back. He always is. But yeah, so language models are great at parsing documentation and distilling it down to easier to read stuff, especially when it's new to you, like a new module or a new component. Again, it's how I learned how to use Arch relatively effectively to start putting a system together in Linux when I never did it before. And it helped once again with the NixOS backend, which has its pros and cons. Couple cons that I'm going to have to really step through. And unfortunately, it's a slightly less popular system type. So it's going to be harder for me to get help on certain issues. So I got to go find like the NixOS Discord or something like that. You still got to do a lot of work when coding with ChatGPT. It's useful for getting started. I think the unfortunate part is like good enough programming exists. So people will happily make crappy code with the vibe coding and then give it to their production manager and then it runs and they're like, okay, because they're just as stupid. And then it goes into production and it sucks. That's the good news for me. There will be a job for me going into the next decade because there will be fixing people's shit that they broke for years. Uh, Getting better at coding with 5.0 since coders and general tech geeks are kind of main demographic, which means it's a good choice for assistance with tech. I mean, it's them. Cursor AI is directly linking with Git so that you can kind of do pushes and pulls from them. And they're tuned to be like a coding module. But even like the smaller ones, I was using the Alibaba's Qwen, a QWEN model using LM Studio a couple weeks ago, and that was incredibly effective. Which also tells me the business model for LLMs is bad. I think these things are really expensive to run at scale, and when you can just run a distillate model on your local machine with like, yeah, your performance sucks. It takes like 2 minutes for a prompt to process versus like seconds. Only video. What? Hang on, I'm getting messages. What's up? Oh, is video laggy? Let's see. Quick poll for the group. How's my video looking? Are we choppy or are we clean? Let me know. We've got administrators reaching out saying that our video may be busted. Here, while you guys answer that, I'm going to work on making the next scene, which should just be the full screen, camera, main camera. Main camera. Oh, actually, let's do this. Delete. Oops. Duplicate. Main camera. Okay. So for main camera, we probably want to be nice and big. Pretty much full screen, honestly. And then don't need desktop. No, desktop could be small, so bring that above the Canon. Kind of choppy, lags every few seconds. Okay, does anyone know what might cause choppy desktop? Because I'm not familiar. Yeah, I'm trying to think because it'd be my bit rate, but that's all being set automatically. Our renderer is the hardware rendering. So VAPI H265 should be running pretty smooth with hardware encoding. Audio is the FFmpeg, which is pretty standard. Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll look it up. We got nothing else better to do. So let's go back to view. Let's open up a tab. You guys say it's like cyclical. Choppy video OBS streaming. OBS. Okay, that's probably not it. Is choppy. That's what I'm thinking. Video encoder, bitrate, or OBS putting your CPU. That's the thing, though. This machine is pretty chunky. Do I have H-top on here? Nope. What's the system resources manager that comes with? Yeah, we're running really small here. CPU is well under 50%. Memory is low. OBS is, yeah, we're like barely using a 1%. And then disk read write is fine. So it's probably, if I were to guess, it's got to be the encoder. do I try? Oh, actually, H.H265. Issue streaming video with H.265 and AV1 codecs. That's Windows support. Of AV1, what's that one? I feel like I looked at that before. I'm trying to remember what AV1 was. Yeah. Well, let's see. If we, I'm gonna back out. I'm gonna try putting the 264 encoder because it's a bit older. Let's see if that's a little smoother. So we're gonna try that. So let's stop streaming. Okay. So this one, I do actually have AV1 under VAAPI. So let's see. How does this look? Oh no, that's looking... Okay, I'm seeing lag on my end. Huh. That looks chunky. Is it chunky for you guys too? Better or worse, I guess is the first question. Because, yeah, that looking, at least on my little preview, it's looking bad. Yeah, okay. It's bad. All right, we're going to try the other one. Which was worse? We got to do the eyeglasses test. Okay, this one's worse. So we're going to stop. Okay, eventually it should kick back up. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, keep an eye on it. If it starts to look bad, we can fiddle with it and make it better. But that's good to know. All right. Actually, can I add a poll? All right. Yeah, so the first one was what we started with. The second one was AV1. The third one was H.264. Yeah, as long as the choppiness is reduced or removed, because then it's just streaming inconsistencies versus encoder being dumb. But I love you, but when you scream in my ear, it hurts. It hurts. I can see the meter's red line on my computer, little man. I know. You also got very hot feet. I don't know why your feet are so hot. Gorbis. You're a goob. High five. Do a spin. Do a spin. Come on. You can do it. Good boy. Okay. All right. Yeah, there's no choppiness right now, but atypical goose 45. Ow. Buddy. Easy. Hey. Don't be a gremlin. Well, let's keep an eye on it. This seems like, as far as I can tell, the best for people, but observe, right? We want to make sure this is the best it can be. I'll also, and Simon, I'm just going to mention this for the mod team. We should go over the video quick when it's like rendered to see which of the stream encodings was like the best, and we can kind of go from there. Because once this is flat and it's just encoded, it'll be better. Yes, I know. I love you, buddy. Come on. Go to your tree. That's not your tree. He's just sitting on the door now. He'll be back. Okay. What were we doing? That's right. Main camera view. Streamlabs. Stream elements. Let's get this fixed. Let's get the... What did I have before? Because I had an overlay for YouTube chat on the side. Okay. Okay, so I put that top right over the image. Okay, so let's copy link. Yeah, after the stream, we'll check which works best. But for now, we'll keep it with this one because it seems the most consistent. All right, back to you. I need to add the overlay to the top. And let's change this. Okay. This should be here. I don't even think I need the Logitech here. I guess for main camera mode, do we even need the, do we need this one? And do we need that one? Yeah, for CPU, we're running, what did I end up getting? Let's see. I forget. I've got a... Let me do that again. I 7800 X3D. That's right, because that was a fan favorite. And then we've got a 7800 XT. Yeah. So that's serious. I don't think we need them. You can make them very small. All right. So we'll just, for now, hide this, hide that, and then, yeah, buddy. Cool. So main camera, desktop camera. That's looking good. Ow, buddy. Ow. Okay. That's time out time. Come on, little man. Now you're being weird. Nope. Okay. He'll spend a little time by himself. Okay, so let's see. How... It's not even crimes. He's just... Sometimes he gets agitated. And when he's agitated, it's really hard to get him to calm down. So you're like, okay, you need to go to your happy place. Go to your cage for like 30 minutes to an hour to calm down. That's what they do. I think that's... People who get birds may not understand how hard they are as pets. They are really cool, really challenging. high social demands. You really need to give them attention all the time. You can't just like, they can't sit in a little cage, right? We got this big ass thing that's honestly takes up a huge corner of the living room. You got to pay attention to them, interact with them, keep them entertained. Their vet bills are more expensive. And then even when they are very tame, they're still technically not domesticated animals, so they're tame and they'll still bite you, even if they like you. Because that's how they do. Very skittish. They come with a lot of problems. I think it may be worth it if you're up to the task. They're very cool pets and they'll live a very long time, but I wouldn't recommend it to most people. All right. Let's see. Something the way Locke grabs the bird is common to me. You do it very gingerly, right? I'm just cupping him. I'm not, because they are very fragile. If you ever hold one, you'll find out that they weigh like nothing, and their bones are hollow. So like you gotta be careful. You can't just go very ginger. And he lets me do it. I think if he didn't like me, he wouldn't let me pick him up like that. The only reason I do too is if he gets frustrated, he'll just fly away. So if I like have him step up and I'm taking him to his cage to put him away for a little bit, he will just run away from me. Be like, I don't want to do that. So for now, let's add a color. I kind of liked having the GIFs before for background, but we'll do a color source for now. Let's see. Make black. Is there transparency? Via alpha? Doesn't look like it. 10. Okay. See if we get this. Color. That needs to be more like 50 or 100. Maybe more. 200. Okay, underneath the overlay. There we go. The fog consumes the screen. Hey, look, we're rebuilding a bunch of crap. We haven't had this in a minute. Oh, did I screw this up? Yeah, okay, I need a different overlay. So duplicate. Where is it? Golly, I'm blind. I guess I need a second overlay. Okay, so browser overlay bottom, chat bottom, and then you're gonna be okay, and then that overlay just goes I think it's 1920 by 1080. Okay. Oh, and that is rendering at some other aspect ratio. There we go. Okay, so chat bottom is there. That one's off. And then this one is on. Okay. Cool. Yeah, but the thing is OBS isn't terribly... Oh, the chat is cut off. Why? Hang on. Oh, interesting. Okay, let me double check this, because that chat shouldn't be all busted up. Edit. You know, we're probably hitting the boundaries of the screen. So I'm just going to kind of bring it down a little bit. Save. All right, let's check OBS. Once chat starts going again, I can make some adjustments. I saved it. Oh, does overlay need to be refreshed? Probably does. There it goes. All right. Yep. So the top's cut off, but the sides are not perfect. Okay. Yeah, so it's okay. A little off center, but that's fine. That one's working fine because it's just big, long text that goes, and that's easy to read. Okay. Perfect. So we got chat. Okay, what were we talking about? Yeah, having to completely remake your overlays after majorly changing your settings has to be the biggest pain of using OBS. Yes, but it's open source, and it doesn't have fiddly pay-to-play features, and the community has built a lot of tools around that free ecosystem, and I might be doing all right financially, but I ain't above freeness. Freedom. Free real estate. All right. I think that's good for these two, right? We've got desktop view, regular view. Probably want synth view, so let's duplicate you. Synth or desktop view. Let's hide the RSA tokens so nobody gets any ideas. They wouldn't know what to do with it. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, I know it goes a little bit into the chat window. I can fix that, actually. Let's go back. Let's edit that one, just make it a little bit shorter. Oh no, that's side. I'm dumb. I just loaded the same thing again. No. So squeeze these over by like a little bit. Save. All right. As mentioned before, thanks to my new laptop, I finally played MPN myself. Awesome game. Wanted to use this chance to praise how amazing your songs turned out. Hey, appreciate it. I'm very happy how that game turned out too. I will always say the gargantuan efforts of Swain and Crinkles. They're the reason that game was a success. Full stop. They kicked ass. They worked really hard on it. And it had its ups and downs behind the scenes. There were early times. In the first 2 years, there were some rough patches with how the game worked, like functionally. And I remember having a conversation with the two of them, like, guys, there's something not working here. Like, what's going on? We're feeling kind of amateur hour for a project 2 years in. But they worked full time, swung for the fences. And it was a big gamble, right? Like, nobody has that kind of living on the cheap for 7 years to try and like skirt by to get a product out the door. I had a full-time job by the time we were wrapping into the later development stages of the game, right? So when it started, I was in school, failing for the second time, because I didn't go to class. So there's me being a spaz. Go to class. If you're in college, go to class. You'll learn something. But by the time we were at the midpoint of the game, I had gotten kind of my feet underneath myself. I got a day job. I think I was working clerical work, but I was making a living, right? The I could afford my bills on my own time, and I didn't need the game to make money. They needed it to succeed because of all the effort they put in and all the sunk cost and time. So I think that the success that it had was warranted, and they earned every bit of praise that they get because they made something really fun and really cool, and they took the whole Madness universe and made it, I don't know, kind of interesting. Um, I'll be interested to see when they have the stomach to do it again. I know they're working on a project right now. I've only seen a couple bits of artwork and what have you from like in-game renders. It's going to be different. It's not Madness related. They're doing something kind of artsy and fun. Matt's doing some really cool character design in this one. I think you guys will like it. I genuinely don't know what the gameplay's like. I didn't ask. I forgot to ask. But that I want to say they were looking at a fall time. No, I don't think they would have made some announcements by now because we're September. So I don't know when that's supposed to come out, but it's in the later stages of development. It was basically MPN comes out, take a sabbatical, workshop some ideas in the quiet nights while they're kind of figuring out what they want to do next. I think they 100% agreed on not doing anything Madness related because they've been doing it for 7 years and needed a break. And it was tough. Like, I think this time around they can afford to pay some people to help with production stuff. So I'll bet you that they're doing some software contracting. I don't think they'll be doing much in art stuff. They got a musician because it's a very folksy theme. So they've got a soundtrack that's going to be very guitar influenced, like kind of campfire song stuff. So they hired a musician for that. But yeah, like I think once that comes around, that'll be interesting to see how that goes. But I could probably kill the poll, can't I? And poll. Indie game dev. I can tell how much was out in it. I'm climbing the science tower and there's nothing more to do than what's already there. Indie game dev is never easy because of budget, team size, but putting enough time and effort and taking your time will lead to a playable and great game. I think that's true. And I think always when it's available to you, support your indie creators. Buy their games, subscribe to their Patreons, donate when you can, buy merch when you can. Because this marketplace, this whole ecosystem of creativity is really tough to make a living in. We have access to more people than we've ever had as creatives. And at the same time, we make less than we ever have because of just how the whole system is kind of put together. So just remember, if you want to support those folks, it's like when you see that indie title come out, if it's reasonably priced, you should pick it up. That's why, and this is a big W going into the fall, good on Silksong for coming out for $20. I didn't play original Hollow Knight. I understand it's a loved franchise. This thing was like as anticipated as any product could be. I think the last time, like it's on par with Half-Life, like Half-Life 3. Oh my God, a Half-Life 3. It's like Silksong became that, the modern version of that. And they put it out for $20. They could have released it for 30 or 40, and I think everyone would have paid it because they were really looking forward to it. But they made it a reasonably approachable game. So kudos to them. And of course, all these AAA people are going to be like, it costs $900 to make a game these days. We'll charge $80. It's like, fuck you. Don't make them that big. Don't hire that many people. Your game isn't that good for being that expensive. Call of Duty is not going to be good because it's expensive. It looks boring as shit once again. Or it's like sci-fi, kind of, I guess. I don't know. I think they all have like, they've homogenized, kind of like Hollywood, they have homogenized into, we have to make the most money we can make by making the most boring thing we can make, also at the same time making it the most expensive thing ever made. So, good job, guys. You absolutely crushed it. The only AAA I'm looking forward to is Battlefield. It looks like a return to form, so I'm not butthurt about that. Um, yes, Half-Life 3 is soon to release in this decade. I understand that they are working on a Half-Life project. So astute LinkedIn and job board hunters have noticed they are hiring for a in-universe project. What that is it a sequel to Alex? I would guess that first. And I only guess that because Deckard, their wireless headset, is going to deploy sometime in the next couple of years. Which, shit, I really could use some more donations in chat, guys, because I would really like to be able to afford that probably $1,500 headset. But it's going to be so good, guys. It's going to be, like, the coolest. Don't get me wrong. I like my little Quest 2. I got this a few years ago, and it has been a real treat to use. All the Facebook shit is shit, right? Like they're like, go make an avatar, and then like, no, I'm not joining your stupid, world building Horizons crap. But then they added Steam integration, so I can put that on, wirelessly connect to my computer and play VR titles wirelessly using, the room scaling and shit. Yeah, VR is super fun. There's only so many titles for it. So secretly I would like a Half-Life Alyx too, because Half-Life Alyx is probably the best thing I've played so far in that. Well, the Quest is good because it's cheap. So that I think I bought that for like $300, might have been $400 when it came out. I guarantee they're losing $200 to $400. Like they are, their margin has to be terrible. They have to be losing at least $200 on every headset. There's no way that baseline cost is $400 of hardware. There's no way. I cannot imagine the engineering time and all of that crap. Like, look at what fucking Apple put out. They put out like a $2,000 headset, which is only marginally better than the Quest 3 probably. So I don't know. Like, are they just eating the cost to try and get people in their stupid VR live dystopia? They read Ready Player One and didn't realize that was a dystopia. Have I tried Half-Life 2 in VR? Yes, I have. That's actually why it's charging right now. I've been playing it on easy mode because as much as I wanted it to be like just like on PC on hard mode, the AI is a little bit smarter than it should be. And for me not having that mobility, because I'm doing the snap controls, moving around, easy mode is like the most natural way to play. I still feel like kind of superhero is Gordon. But no, that game works really good in VR. And 2 thumbs up to the mod teams that made that reality, because I'm going to run through Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and Episode 2 in VR and love it. You know what? The other best VR title that I've ever played was and unfortunately it is locked to the Quest, but they ported Resident Evil 4, the original one, and they did like a really clever VR port that works. I had never played it before, Resident Evil, so I played it. I think that is one of the best games ever made, but by accident, I think it also was one of the best VR games ever made. And it scared the shit out of me. But yeah, last night I got through Ravenholm. So Ravenholm is cleared. There was such satisfaction with the shotgun just being like, fuck you. And then, dude, you throw the headphones on and you start having the surround sound of the screaming fast zombies. You're like, no. Very fun. Did you try T for God? Don't know that one. Payday 2 VR was pretty cool. I'm surprised they didn't. Did they not do it for Payday 3? Because the VR was not half bad for 2. Krishna, let's see. Yeah, the shotgun is just like Goated. Actually, all the weapons feel really good. The adjustments that the mod team made so that they feel very tangible is fun. And whacking shit. I know it's hazardous in my office to be like swinging the crowbar a lot, but that feels pretty good to just go clonk on shit. You're like, yeah. All right, so T for God here. Let's pull that up. T for God. Pull up this. Oh, is it like a puzzle game? Okay, so you got kind of like a sci-fi. Okay. Interesting. Low poly. Probably performs really well. $20. Okay. Let's see. God Emperor is held in place beyond our world. Okay. So kind of like weird, mysterious. Interesting. Okay. That might be worth checking out. Let's see. But yeah, now VR has been interesting. I think, unfortunately for adoption, it's one of those things where cost to entry is absurdly high, right? Like $400 is not cheap, and that's on the cheap end where they're subsidizing it. I mean, the Deckard's probably gonna be $1,000, and there's not a ton of titles for it, but it's getting better. Oh, okay. The one thing I need to do, I want to try the Oblivion remake with the Unreal Engine mod that lets you pipe VR stuff into it. So you basically can convert any Unreal Engine game into a pseudo VR game. I want to try that. Because Oblivion in VR, especially the remake, would be, so good. Locknar mod team. Who's in control today? We'll never know. I already know because I know the other two guys aren't awake. So I think I trust this guy. Don't implicitly trust him. It's really being run by Slime Dude, and he's unpredictable. It's a demo for the Quest 2. Okay, I don't remember much, but I like how building looped inside itself, so it got bigger on the inside. All right, I'll check it out. I'm composing a bit on a free service in my time. If you want to give it a listen, send it. Kark Street is freaking cool. Dubstep tunes. Okay, so what else do we have to do today? Oh, right, we're back to what we were doing. So, oops. No, go back. Okay. So that's desktop view. Let's synth view. Okay, so chat overlays. So you can go big. And I can go here. We'll shrink me down. Shrink you down a little bit. Yeah, I guess it's not quite... That looks good. Yeah, and then just hide desktop. Perfect. All right. That looks good. You can see my hands. It's funny. It's so bright and sunny out that you can barely see the light up of the synths and stuff. I think that one, when that's fully bright, it blows out the little Logitech I have up here. That webcam is cheap. So desktop cam is a cheapy boy because I can't afford a second Canon. Let's see. Yeah, well, no audio from the DAW because I haven't plugged in the DAW yet today. Okay, so we've got desktop mode, which I think I'm going to move these up a little bit. So let's do that. Edit. Move these up a little bit and over. So that way they're not just squished up to the bottom of the screen. Okay, overlay chat bottom, refresh. Should start popping up. Okay, and just got to squish it over a little bit more over there. That looks okay. All right, let's see. So squish you up just a little bit more. So it's not touching. All right, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. But, bruh, does he play anything other than Destiny 2? I will say I have finally curtailed some of that, we'll call it an addiction. This latest expansion is absolute dog water. So Destiny was a great game for me to hop in, play a couple activities I liked, and then leave. And it was just the right amount of challenging for like player versus environment stuff. I loved the shooting. I liked the powers. I liked the build crafting. Like all that was really fun to use. This latest expansion is awful. So what ends up happening is last year, I'll try to summarize this history of this fucking game because it's a mess. But you had about 10 years of Destiny 2 where they've been deleting shit, adding shit, trying to keep this thing going. And they've just finished what they called the Light and Dark Saga. So they had a big bad. Think of it like Marvel. They had the Thanos type guy. I'm going to fuck your shit up. You kill the Thanos type guy, the Witness. And this whole last year was basically a big old epilogue going into their next cycle. Well, the company is basically really small. They've fired a lot of people over the last couple of years, and then they've split the development team in half. Half of the people are working on the shooter Marathon, which hasn't come out yet, and that looks like it's in rough shape. And then the other half is trying to keep Destiny running. So what they did is they basically said, okay, we're going to fix and build a small subset of the game into a set of activities that people can play to get the new guns and the new whatevers. And in doing so, they basically invalidated most of the sandbox. So like most of their old content is completely useless to play. And they made the progression system ultra predatory. It used to take, if in MMO terms, to get to the hard cap, used to take about 2 weeks in each season. So about like 30, 40 hours. Hard cap now takes like 200 hours to clear. Absurd. And then a new hard cap comes in at 6 months. At 6 months, a new hard cap comes in. So they basically through the year have 4 subsets where it takes you about 4 weeks each quarter to get to the next like leveling plateau. And that wouldn't matter if it wasn't tied to what kind of gear you get. So now you're like, there's this whole tiering system. So like low quality gear, you get at low levels, high quality gear, you get at high levels. And it's just messy. No one's having a good time. And their player base is dropping. Yeah, they are making another storyline. It's actually not bad. I liked it. It was like they started with like, there's these creatures called the Nine. They're basically like fourth dimensional beings attached to the celestial bodies. It's going into what if we do Zodiac Destiny stuff, which is fine. Honest to goodness, the story part isn't the part that's bad about it right now. Because they had some fun characters they introduced and they revamped some of the old ones. But the whole progression system they've built, it's just falling off at the wheels. It's rolling downhill, pieces of the car are coming off, and it's clear that they don't have the manpower to fix it. Because if they could add all of their old content back into this new system, it would be really fun to interface with. Because then there's like a reason to kind of play all sorts of stuff, to get new versions of the guns that you might already have, but there's better ones now. And they didn't do that. They doubled down on a system that's just predatory and it sucks to interface with. I think I played 150 hours of the new expansion and the level progressions, and I stopped. I'm like, I'm done. I can't interface with this game because it is just beating me up. And I'm checking in. So I'm checking in on their news bulletins and everything else, and they clearly don't have any intention of like addressing the problems that people really have with the system. So it's rough. It's a rough time to be a Destiny fan. So I've taken my leave. I'm like, you know what? I'm getting off the treadmill for a while. I'm going to let them suffer because I've invested a lot of time and money in that. I really enjoy the build crafting and I love the challenges that you can find in that game, particularly the very puzzle-like, how do you solo a dungeon without dying? That's fun. That's a 3-man activity done by one person. And I did all of them except for one. And, raids are super unique. There is no other game that does an experience like a Destiny raid. None. They've tried, they've failed. Destiny raids are some of the peak player versus environment team-based fucking puzzles that you could play. It's a shooter plus a puzzle. Nobody does that. And it feels really damn good to finish a raid with a team. But, unfortunately... Oh, and there you go. The new system invalidates all of the old raids. So, your old raids drop gear that is not part of the new system. So, nobody's playing the raids. So, of course, if nobody's playing, you need 6 people to play those. So, you're not getting enough people to play those. Oh, shit. Then, your dungeons also haven't been updated, and dungeons are like mini raids. So, 3-man activities that are puzzly and have mechanics and whatever. And those haven't been brought back in. Except next week, they're going to add layers, which is taking one encounter from the dungeon, putting it into this new system to play, and then it doesn't drop any of the stuff from the dungeon. It drops like the new loot pool shit from their new game. Which tells me that they are so understaffed, they cannot go and redesign old weapons to fit the new system. They have to give up on them entirely and then just start to like softly move us into this new future. The problem is Destiny, when it doesn't have enough shit to do, blows. And it blows so much worse because you have 10 years worth of stuff that is good, or at least almost good, that with just a little touch up, you could make it like part of this new system and people would be interfacing with it. They're not touching it. They can't afford to. They don't have the bodies. Half of their people are working on Marathon, and it is a disaster piece over there. Because that was full of scandal too, by the way. Once again, Bungie got caught stealing assets. They stole some shit off of Twitter, and people called them out on it. And they're like, oh, it was an accident. Meanwhile, the creative director and like 4 artists on that team follow this person on Instagram. So it's like, yeah, dude, you guys totally just like ripped it for your mood board and forgot and then just threw it in the game. Hopefully they got paid. Oh, there's a big bird. Wonder what he was doing. But yeah. So there's a lot of DLC and expansions too, right? And I'm with you, Clayton, because that's really hard to convince somebody to check something out when it's like this convoluted mess of packages to sell. And I'm like, by now, you've finished this story, and twice a year they put out the Everything So Far bundle on Humble Bundle for like $20. That should just be the new normal. If you're going to give up on all your old content, you might as well be like, hey, you know what? If you want it, you can have it. It's $20. They don't do that. They wait for these sales because they are so like money driven. They don't care. And they got a shitty cosmetic store that's way overpriced. And there's just, it's bad. And I'm at the point where the fun part has been kind of tampened down enough to not, I could ignore a lot of the shitty things that the company was doing to the game because the gameplay stuff was fun. It was still, the fun was higher than the suck. Now the fun's down here and the suck is up here, and I'm like, you guys, all right, I'm gonna take a break. So I'm playing Half-Life 2 VR and probably eventually catching up on some other games. I still need to run through Death Stranding at least once. I got a handful of Steam games I just haven't been touched. Let's see. Oh, and I'm trying to get a completion on Look Outside. I've been really liking that one. That's a really cool, creepy game. All right, I'll be right back. Coffee time. Okay. Well, and that's the tough part with Destiny, right? So if you just add a couple DLCs that are optional, that whole thing is a free to play model, which I think, by the way, free to play is the stupidest gaming model we've ever come up with. It's like on par with everybody needs a streaming service. It's the there's no good business model out of that. You are stuck selling expensive cosmetics. You're stuck putting out content every 5 minutes that sucks. It's like rough. Are you gonna behave? You gonna be a good boy or you gonna be a bad boy? I'm feeling bad boy. You're already nibbling at my knuckles. Big stinky. Anyway. Meh. You want to face the camera? You probably don't even. You just know to look at me. Anyway, let's see. What else do we have to do this morning? So, at some point, I got to find some fun GIFs to put up in here so I can have some kind of fun backgrounds on stuff. Don't have to, but it'd be kind of nice to do, right? Oh, you know what? I don't have mini meters installed, but I don't. I'm gonna have to fight that because I need to get. I have to figure out how to install packages that are not packages on NixOS, and I don't know how to do that. That's a later problem. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're good enough to try and make sure Bitwig stuff is working. Let's see. First things first. Oh yeah, so we're off of the beta, unfortunately. Oops. Yeah, I'm blind. I need it to be 150. Even though it blows up too many things, I need it here. Don't poop. Step up. Go poop. Go on. Go poop. Don't look at me like that. You're doing the squatty dance. Okay. I'm paying attention. Yeah, look at you. You gotta poop. Go poop. Good boy. All right. Yeah, I have a tissue off in the corner. So, let's get the audio sources where they need to be. So this is all set up good. We need to add the sound library location, which I did migrate over. So that's audio samples. Add a music location. Should be music. Select folder. Or did I have separate locations for those? Let's see. my mic got quieter. Okay. Let me see. Okay, so I think it's because it saved my input and output settings. So once I turned it on, I had to like turn the gain back up on that. Spritz wants you to know. Is it Spritz or Spirits? Spritz wants you to know you're cool. Squash. All right. Anyway, that should be working. Let me know how bad the audio bleed is once I'm playing around in DAW, and then we can kind of dial shit in that way, because I got to get the mixer settings right on all of this. All right. Let's see. So location, sound content. Should be here. What is this? Huh. I have no idea what that is. Okay, that's from sound effects, though. Yeah, you don't like that.
Donkey!
Oh, I know what that is. Those are all the Donkey Kong samples. Why did we download this again?
Okay.
Okay.
I hope for your sake, you're...
That's a sound. Alright, I'm gonna have this up at the bottom so I can see what bleeds through. Alright, let's get some. We're gonna dial this in here. So I need a filter, noise suppression. Okay, so this will attempt to do it with. Okay, let's see how this goes. So we'll do automatic noise suppression. How do I sound? Do I sound weird? Do I sound good or bad? Oh, what's chat saying? I can't read. I mean, I can read, but the moaning is really selling. Yeah. So let's see. Actually, let's try and open up exit the Nexus quick. Sounded good so far. Ah! No. That's dominate. Oh, hang on. Okay. Okay, good. It found those. And then this we can check here. Yeah. Oh, I don't actually need dominate. That was just for mixing and mastering to make sure I was on the right thing. Yeah, so we're no longer on beta anymore. Nobody's made a branch to install the beta on Nix yet. And honestly, I wanted to try. Yes, buddy. I wanted to try a stable branch of Bitwig, and what they've decided is that Bitwig 5 something. Which one is it? Do I have a version number somewhere here? It's somewhere. Anyway, it's a tested version of Bitwig that is determined to be less likely to break. So now with some volume. Sorry, buddy, this might be loud. Here, you're gonna be spooked. He doesn't like the big scary growls and stuff. Are you treat? No, it's not your treat. Come on. All right, let's not scare the boy, the child. That should be working okay. Now, relative to my voice, all right, how's our levels? How are we at? Oh shit, sorry. Did not mean to I did not mean to blow your drums out. Let me know what needs to be louder and what needs to be quieter. And then let me know how I sound compared to everything else. Okay, so far it's good. So now begs the question. Oh, noise suppression keeps Buddy Boy from his screams don't come through. That's good to know. Let me check on him because he's now mad. Okay, so now begs the question. We got a couple things to sort through this morning. The desktop view. Can you see enough of, say, the DAW when you're looking at the desktop view? Can you understand what's happening in here without too much heartache? Can you read everything? Because I've got myself a little bit bigger now, down in the corner here. There. I guess I can't really point to myself, can I? That's dumb. I'm an idiot. Anyway, me is bigger. This is bigger. Obviously, this is just for flair, because you can see if I'm fiddling around something. Pretty quiet. That sounded pretty cool. Anyway, all right, where were we talking about? Sorry, I got distracted. Hi, hello, everyone, all the friends. Let's see. Check again. Can't read much. Maybe some bigger letter words. Anything more than 8 pixels. What program is this again? Oh yeah, this is Bitwig Studio. This is my DAW of choice. I moved over to them. I want to say about what 2 years ago. And yeah, I was a long time Ableton Live user. I think probably 10 to 15 years of Ableton Live. Why switch? You probably want to know. I was getting ready to switch to Linux, and everyone's going to be like, Devin, why'd you switch to Linux? And because Microsoft was going to add AI directly to their kernel, and I was right. They added it, and now it's going to be tracking everything you do, telemetry, app usage, what you type, how you type it, all of that. They're tracking it now. So instead of having them scrape all my shit for free, I decided to switch platforms and go join the open source people because I just didn't want to. I didn't want to be part of that. At the same token, when I started testing Bitwig to see if I'd like it, it's very clear that there's two things I like about them. One, their business model makes more sense to me. Ableton, you buy one upgrade for major revisions, and then they do a major revision every like 1 or 2 years. Now, in my opinion, Ableton 7, 8, and 9 were major revisions. All the revisions after that have kind of been minor revisions packaged together as a major revision. Bitwig's model makes a bit more sense to me. You buy the program for $400, and then you buy an annual upgrade plan that gets you major revisions. So 5 to 6 I will get. 5 to 5.1 and 5 to 5.2 I will get those also. And they tend to add a lot as they're actively improving and building this platform. I don't feel like Ableton has actively improved their platform. It's still notoriously buggy for people. It's still got inconsistencies. And I think they've rested on their laurels. He's big, man. Let me check on him again. Welcome to Bird Life. He's just screaming at the universe. Anyway, he's out, by the way. So he's not in his cage yelling at the world. He's out flying around the living room just being mad. But anyway, like I was saying, so Bitwig feels like they're actively developing all the time and making improvements. So Bitwig team, good job. I feel like the Ableton team stopped trying after they added Max MSP directly to the platform. Because in their minds, they're like, well, people could just build whatever they want using Max MSP, which, one, not really efficient. I think that performance-wise, that application ecosystem is kind of weird. I also think it's poorly documented, at least in a way that makes it useful for dipshits like me who don't know the language to go learn the language on how to build tools. So yeah, I think they rested on their laurels a while ago. So, and I found that their major revisions are like, we want you to buy the push. That's all they wanted. They wanted to sell hardware. But anywho, so I gave Bitwig a shot, and honestly, the things that it does well are very similar to Ableton Live. The things that it does poorly, they are working on improving. Like right now, I'm using an older version. As soon as Bitwig 6 is part of like the active stable branch, I'm on it. Their automation update is incredible. It uses way better editing tools throughout the timeline. I think they've done a really good job of that. I think the only negative to Bitwig is that it's built on Java. So it's like, ew. But performance-wise, I haven't noticed. I haven't cared all that much. Good platform. It's also got great hardware integration, so it does have inbuilt CV control. So if I continue adding hardware to my setup, I'll have opportunities to send stuff out from here as CV signals to control devices externally. And I think I'm coming around to the fact that hardware has some unique properties. It has its detriments, but it also has its unique properties that make it more fun to interface with than a VST. But yeah, Bitwig rant. Good job. You got me talking, and now I just got a info dumped. Oh, we've got people talking. Let's go back. Oh hell no! I'm switching to Linux as fast as I can. Oh god, yeah. No, that's what Copilot is. I'm telling you, Copilot is gonna be like up your ass. And Windows 11 having the AI stuff is sticking to with Windows 10 even after support ends. That's the thing. That means that everybody who's going to be stubborn is going to be vulnerable to exploits and attacks. So they're desperately trying to keep people on plat while also getting them to push them forward. It's rough. I for the headaches, the things that I needed Linux to do before I considered the switch were two things. This, it needed to have the DAW. I needed to be able to do audio production in some form. And two, it's got to be able to play games. And thanks to our friends at Valve and their work on Proton, a lot of games are now Linux compatible via a interface layer. That's crazy. I think of my Steam games, there's only going to be 4 that I can't play on Linux. Battlefield 6 because of the kernel anti-cheat, and Destiny 2 because of kernel anti-cheat. Although Destiny 2 is falling apart, so that's one less game I have to play. And then a handful that just have poor compatibility. If personal recommendation, if there are those out there that want to join the Linux gang, one, do it. I think it's actually way more doable now than it's ever been before. I would start with something relatively simple. I would probably say like Linux Mint. I feel like that's a very Windows-like distribution that's very well supported and not terribly complicated. What's their backing? Hang on a sec. Let me check. Uh, I think it's Debian. Yep, Debian. Okay. Without diving into the weeds too much, because it doesn't matter to a new user, the Linux ecosystem is basically different flavors of a core system branched out to a shit ton of distributions. You're mostly going to find Arch and Debian are your two backing ecosystems that they built branches off of. There are others, but don't worry about it. Those are niche or very they're niche. That doesn't matter. They're niche with specific use cases. Like what I'm using. NixOS is niche. I'm trying to do configurations in a system that's very anyway, doesn't matter. Check out Linux Mint or Pop OS. Anything that's got like kind of generic desktop crap so you're kind of used to it. What you will find, and this is the other thing that I like about Linux, is it's deliberate. Most of these systems do not install shit that you don't need. Bloatware is not really a thing except for maybe in Ubuntu because they're really trying to make it like a Windows desktop. You can pick and choose which shit goes on your system very deliberately to like the most small pieces and components. So that modularity and flexibility is like what computers used to be like, and now again modern shit. It's like Mac is efficient, but it's locked down, and Windows is just a bloated disaster. And now they're just going to invade your privacy worse than ever before. So it's like, yeah, I'm not playing that game. That's what I do. I'll have Linux for normal stuff and Windows for games or something. That's a 1000% what I did and have been doing now for 2 years, and that has worked fine. I think the hardest part of that was just configuring my bootloader to recognize Windows, and even that was just like an afternoon of just reading and then putting it together. Best of both worlds. That's how I'll be able to play Battlefield at the end of the year. Is I'll use my Windows 10 to play it. But yeah, I'll scream from the high heavens. People should be getting off of Windows's ecosystem because they're just bad. It sucks, but they've become the worst version of themselves, and it's not good. And their motivations are there. They spent billions of dollars on the OpenAI partnership, so their motivation is get as much AI technologies in every place that they can, and the best place for them to scrape data is off of individual users. Their implementation sucks. The Copilot screen grab shit, which like preserves parts of your system so you can interface with it later, are just stored as raw image files. The wet dream for a friggin' hacker is like, I just have to get access to the computer and I can look at everything that they've done in the last however long that timestamp is. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous that they can do that. Um, God, I love when corporations steal my shit and get away with it. I'm getting more Johnny Silverhand all the time on Big Corpo. Like it sucks. It sucks out there for the average Joe for no reason. Greed. It's all greed and it's all awful. But whatever. I'm gonna make angry dubstep and yell at the universe until maybe something happens. Or start a revolution. One of the two. We'll see how we feel in like 10 years' time. What's oh, okay, you're sending. Thank you, Simon. I think we're basically set up. So audio sounds good. Let's pull the crowd. How's audio? How's video? Lay it on me. Audio good, video good, all good. Okay. Yeah. Be sure. So if you're not part of I'm assuming y'all are part of the Discord. If you have suggestions for anything like the OBS layout, if you have suggestions for player that might make this look better, let me know. I'm I'm an audio guy that does streaming because the algorithm demands it, not necessarily because I have nothing to do today, so there's that. But let me know because I don't have the creative wherewithal to know what looks good and what doesn't. So put ideas out there. I will read them. And then we'll kind of figure out which ones I want to go with. All right, so that's all good. Let me think. Is there any other bullshit config things I have to do today? I really want to try to get mini meters running, but if we do, I'm about to be mad at how pain in the ass it is because I don't know enough about Nix to install it. It also might not work because it was crashing like a motherfucker on Arch recently with their new update. So, are we willing to suffer through that together, or would you rather me work through some music stuff? Because I don't. That's like the last little thing that I want to try and install in the system. That's not part of a repository. Where can I find the Discord? It should be linked in the community notes somewhere. Actually, pull up the desktop. I'll double check. Oops. Let's see. YouTube. Go to my channel. You go to. Oh, I don't have like a community tab. I could have sworn I had it here. Huh. Oh, we have it. It's up here. So go to the description, check out our Discord. Yeah, it's up there. And that's a permanent link, so that should go. Fine. Okay. I want to do that again. Sec. Before we do anything else, I'm doing that sound. Let's tighten that up. I need to get the syncing to work better because I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong to sync my... That's good enough. Bars. All right, that's pretty good. You know what? It's actually a little bit of swing here would be kind of nice. Can I add it here? Forget how swing works in Bitwig. I haven't done that in a minute. Shuffle's on. Do I have to select it somewhere, and I'm trying to remember where. Actually, I could probably cheat with MIDI. Oh, here. I'll be right back. Bird boy screaming again. Buddy. Angry bird is angry. Angy all the time. All right. Back to what we were doing. Oops. That. Yeah, I haven't used swing in here, so I'm trying to remember what the... There it is. So it's kind of global. I wish it was local. I wonder if there's a way to commit shuffle to, like committing the shuffle pattern to the arrangement. I don't think so. Not in these versions. That's fine. Let's turn it off and let's try to do it manually, shall we? Turn off groove. Doesn't need to be that much. Wait, why am I not shift? Hitting shift. Control, shift, drag. Oh, that's duplicate. He's a little bit of a lazy. You know what, let me hear it with some drums first. And like per usual, I go back to my one sound library I like the best, which is drum roll please, finalistics. Let's see, where are you? Music samples, drums, finalistics. And we're at 90 BPM. Yep. Last two notes can be a little lazy. Come here. We're just jamming today. I'm gonna cheat a little bit because I want to listen to a song that I really like. Y'all ever heard Organ Donor, which is really just Gregorio Moroder's or Moroder. What was his? I think it was also called something. Anyway, the DJ Shadow sampled it, but I really like it. Hang on. Or I choke on my coffee. Oh yeah, definitely Organ Donor. That whole album that it's on is definitely worth checking out. If you like my chill stuff, DJ Shadow is up your alley. Oh, you know what? We could probably pitch this down. For server tag, we need 3 boosts. I already got 2, so we only need 1 more. Oh, I don't boost stuff a lot, so walk me through it because I think I have. I don't. I pay for Discord, but I never use it right. So, server boosts. So how many? Oh, it says I have. I don't have any available. How do I show how many I have available? Discord might. Oh, your Discord might be cooked. Server tag. Okay. Charge me extra money. Damn. I'm already. You get a discount as part of your Nitro. They don't even give you free fucking server boost shit for paying for Discord? Jesus. Fucking- It's a chat service. It's TeamSpeak, but with emojis or something. I don't know. Oh, $10 a month. Godly. Oh, my Lanta. Y'all need to donate more in these fucking streams, man. Shit. Oh my god. Not you, Simon. You donate enough. I'm not talking about you. Everybody else needs to chip in some more. Holy shit. Discord, what? They are so gonna make a gajillion dollars when they go public, and then this thing's gonna go down the tubes. And then I'm gonna spool up a TeamSpeak server. Oh, what are you sending me? There is audio bleed. Okay. Get 2 free. Okay. Go to your option. Okay. Okay. I'll look into it later. But let's see. Hey man, I'll take a quarter. I'll take 5 cents. I'll take whatever you can give me. Okay, so let me double check. Do we have audio bleed or no? There's 0 audio bleed. Yeah, so we're doing good because I'm having the audio suppression and the yeah. I'll take a penny. I'll take a penny from your thoughts or whatever. Yay, you bought a shirt. That's all right. Okay. You shirt buyers, you guys have basically covered donations for a lifetime because I think the net profit on that was like it's either 5 or $10. That's that is worth a lifetime of donations. So don't worry about that. Spritz, you get a I hope I did a video. Thank you. That was one cool thing I will say about Fourth Wall, the people that I worked with for that. Um, they let you after people buy your stuff, they let you send a video message. And I thought that was pretty cool because for me, it's like, hey, I do want to say thank you. There's not too many people that bought stuff. So I hope everybody did get a video thank you from me because I did try to send it to everybody. Speaking of shirts, we haven't confirmed what we want to do for the next shirt. Let me go grab what I got in the office. Life got in the way, so I totally forgot we were talking about maybe doing another shirt drop. All right. So, we got Skull Dude. Skull Dude on white. I think would look pretty good. And then we got Techno Dude on black. I'm going to throw a pull up for those two. I will periodically throw those up. Simon, you don't need to donate all the time. You can't be the only one. All right, let's throw up a poll, shall we? So, polls up. Techno Dude. Got some kind of circuitry on it. Again, these designs are from my lovely wife, so you will love them, regardless of how you feel. I think they're cool. She did an awesome job. Talented lady. Yeah, so Skull Dude or Techno Dude. I shall be the only one. I am the sponsor. So many dudes. Yeah, no, we're overdue for sure. Cool. 80%. We got 5 votes in. What if you do both of them? I mean, the idea is probably eventually. I don't sell a lot of merch, generally speaking, so I try to only do this a couple times a year because this is a luxury for everybody. Buying a band shirt is very, can't always afford it. So I'd rather spread it out like all the time. Where can I listen to what you played before? Well, the melody for this. Oh, not that. That melody is from Organ Donor. And no audio bleed. Hell yeah. Finally, I've solved the mystery. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna leave it to like kind of. Well, no, I'll save it. Save as. Let's just not overwrite exit the Nexus. 2025. Down tempo weird. Cool. All right, now let's reopen. Exit the Nexus. And I need to find all those files again. Find all in audio production. Okay, that should search through everything quick to find those. Back to chat. What are you guys talking about? Where do you find it? Dude, it's everywhere. YouTube. That guy's released a ton of music. DJ Shadow. Oh yeah. So check this out. This actually was really friggin' cool, and I liked it a lot. Reversing the melody for the ARP thing. It's got a really cool. It's very Tears of the Kingdom. I can't pretend that's not the idea, but if we give it a little bit of a, oh, you know what? What the fuck was that? Sorry. Holy shit. Why is that just... Oh. Is it the reverb? Oh, it's being held. Okay. We're... Yeesh. Okay, that is clearly... That did something weird. Sorry, guys. I don't know what the hell happened there. Woo! That just like crap out entirely. What? Let's see what the hell. Yeah, I don't know what that was. It's like the engine froze and it like pitched it down crazy. Okay, weird. I think that's going to be pretty hype once I get around to it. All right, I am going to open one other thing, and then I'll probably call it a day because I need to eat lunch. But we did it. Stream is fixed. We got everything kind of organized. Yeah, man. Good stuff. Where is Rock and Load? No, that's 80. No. No. Rock and Loaded. Shit, I opened that back in December. All right, let's see what happens. Opening the manage files. Find all. Search. Right back after I check. Be right back. Okay. Coffee has been acquired. Or rather, coffee has exited the body, as it should. Okay, let's check chat. Chair. All right. What did we have here? What's available? Ooh. This song was such a banger. There's so many like bits of audio that just don't work anymore. That's okay though. I just need a lot of the MIDI to go back to because this is a remix, right? So. Where did I even find that song? I still have the guns up. Let's move. Yep. Oh, the Skull Kid scream. I'd have to go find that again. That's easy enough. Damn. What is that? Wait, let's synthesize. Yo, that sounds fucking sick, dude. 7. Weird harmonic. Interesting. Well, I don't think it's definitely, I think this song will be better with just like a respace. Uh-oh. Don't freeze on me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Bitwig Studio is upset. Oh, we might have a crash, boys. Is this it? Do we still have our audio? Do we crap out? Looks like we're still up. Ooh, it's tough. It looks like we're at 57 and 43 for Techno Dude or Skull Dude. One more time. Let's go back to the shirts. We're gonna take the polls up until the stream is done. So, Skull Dude, Techno Dude. Place your bets now. This is always a good preset to just get an idea. Neuro AF. I think that's that Alchemy? No, I think it's the other guy. 1 second. My birthday party. No, regardless, this is a great sounding preset. I want to say it's in yeah, it's D sharp, E flat. Oh, whoops, forgot the camera. Yeah, I think that will be the last next tapes. We'll get to that eventually. All right, so don't save any of that. Exit the Nexus. I didn't really do a lot. I'm not going to save that either. We were testing shit, which I think I've fixed everything here. Let me these. Oh, we still got the chat up. Put camera dude up. Main camera. All right. I'll tell you what, good stream today. We got over 2 hours for like a random, hey, trying to fix some stuff on the compooper. So thanks for coming in for that. If we've got any last minute questions, I think as looking like Techno Dude, guys. I think your next shirt run is going to be Techno Dude. I'll probably get that started next week for the fall. I'm still here for a minute. So any questions, concerns, comments, got me here. Ask me whatever before I go eat. And I will try. You know what? When there's these days like today where Caitlin's at work, I think I can on the weekends do these occasional from time to time. And we made up for a crappy Thursday that broke immediately. So that's good. But yeah. I still have stuff to do about that, but whatever. Same. I'm gonna do the same for whatever it cost last time. The shirts, I try not to go crazy on the margin because it's a nice to have, but they're also not like super premium. They're like mid premium. I do not remember what I charged last time, so I have to look it up. But what was it, 25? Something like that? I can't remember. Those that ordered will know. I'll check the stuttering from the beginning, tell you which one is best. Yeah, I'll check too. I think we landed on it though. Nobody complained with 264. So that codec is established and working. Locknar, whatever you do, do not check stream moderation channel on Discord. Oh no. What have you done? Do it. Should I check it? My phone. How bad are we talking? Simon, you're a dork. You know what? I'm just gonna shame you. So I just get it's just a picture, or first it's a phrase that says Eggnar, then it's parentheses graphic, and then all he did is just send me an egg carton. Well done. Well done. Saying something about my head, boy? You saying I got an egg-shaped head? I see how it is. I'll remember this. You will rue the day. Evil science. What happened? Nothing happened. He's a dweeb. He's just giving me shit. Can't see the server. Yeah, no, this was good. I'm glad we made up for lost time today. I don't know. Everybody go into Discord and shame Simon. I think that would amuse me greatly. I don't know how you shame him. He's shameless. Let's see. Anything else on my mind? So stream schedule might change again. I don't want to jinx it, but I do have an interview later this week that might be lucrative. Just work stuff so I can pay my bills. But I should mention that if I get the job, my schedule might change, so we might be moving the fixed stream day and time. I will let you know if and when that happens, because who knows? I might not get it. So there's that. Let's see, what else? Anything else on my mind? Well, we talked about VR. Oh, Spritz can't get it onto the server. I don't think we've done any bans or anything. I would have seen in chat. Oh, he explained it in general why he couldn't. Simon, reach out to Spritz, see what's going on over there. I think we're doing techno, dude. That's what it's looking like. Here's a question, and I haven't looked into the logistics of this. How would streaming VR work? So, since I'm probably not playing Destiny for a minute, and since I'm probably going to be farting around with my headset more, I have the camera, so you can have a video of me looking like an idiot standing around, which is fun. Then, would it just be stream? Because it does output on the screen on the computer, right? So if I'm streaming from the computer, it should have a window showing what I see in the game, and then we can have that window on chat, I think. That could be fun. And then playing with some software that's in VR that I don't normally. That could be thing. Oh yeah, Techno Dude's going higher. Looks like it's Techno Dude. I'll put that out next week. We'll do it another limited run, 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe, and then Techno Dude's out in the wild. Locknar VTuber. I wouldn't do the VTuber thing because, like, what's the point? You already know what I look like. I'm not anonymous, so it's like you already see my face. That I feel like VTubing is for privacy. If you really don't want people to know what you look like and you want to keep that anonymity, I totally get having an avatar. I just sell myself and my music, and if I ever want to go play live, people have to see what I look like. That's kind of how it goes. Plus, I couldn't be like anonymous live. I don't have a Daft Punk persona or whatever. But any whoosies. All right, folks. Good hanging this Saturday. Thanks for coming by. See you on the flip side.